What's up, everyone? And at last, it is here. My Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Roll 5 tier list. As you can see here, I have a bunch of different decks that I will place in which tier I think they belong in. And as you can see, you got some, some pretty standard ones and some ones I just threw in there. I got tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, rogue, potential, and everything else. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. First we have Adamantipator. So this is a deck that actually isn't out. It's coming out in, well, actually like 2 days. So, and it is a rock synchro deck. Now it's actually, I've been testing around with it and it's actually pretty strong. You can get into synchros pretty easily and establish boards. Because essentially the tuners will excavate for rocks, literally digging for rocks. And if you excavate a rock monster, you can special summon it. So it is a very powerful deck. And the synchro monsters they can go into aren't terrible either. Of course, if you don't want to go into that, you can always go into like Crystal Wing, Savage Dragon. There's a bunch of good synchros out there you can go into. Well, although it's not out yet, so it's got no competitive background, so, well, maybe in the OCG, but I don't know anything about the OCG, so I think I'll put this in a tier 2. I think this could be a very strong deck going into the Master Roll 5. So I have hopes for this one. Now next we have Infinitrax. Actually, I'm going to put this in tier 1. Now I'm probably surprising a lot of people because Infinitrax when they came out weren't that great. But Infinitrax can make ranked monsters pretty easily, including one ranked monster, True King of all Calamity. I've been messing around with this deck and essentially it's got like an easy 2-card or easy 1-card combo into True King of all Calamities, and there's other stuff you can go to like Cyber Dragon Infinity, its own XEs which are actually pretty good. Notchin is going to be getting new support, which is actually pretty good. This deck is definitely one to keep an eye out for, and I think this is going to be one of the best decks going in the next format. Next we have the sad one, Frog Pelio. I still disagree with the hits to Dragon Buster and Totally Awesome, but I think this could still do something. I definitely don't think it's going to be rogue. I think I'd put it at tier 2. Because you can't make like boards of Totally Awesomes anymore, which sucks, but it's still a good deck. So I do think my first impressions would probably be tier 2, but I do think it has potentials for tier 1, but for right now I'm putting it in tier 2. Next we have Zombies. This one I'm not sure of. I think I'd put it in the Rogue, because I don't think it's going to do a whole lot. It might be seeing some play here and there, but, well, depends on, like, I've gone against zombie decks and if they can get into the field spell, that can disrupt a lot of stuff. Like, Zombie World is a very powerful field spell, so that's why I'm going to put it in the rogue category. Next we have Spirals. Easy. Master Plan Band really hurts this deck. I think I had a solid good 2-3 months. Now next is Snowflower. I'm calling them Snowflower, not Rika Fairy. And I would say potential. Because like Infinite Tracks, this can make XD monsters pretty easy. But I'm not really quite too sure how this one will go, but I do think this actually has a shot. Come to think of it, the Secret Slayer's booster box is actually looking pretty good. Because both Adamantipator and Snowflower, I think, have a shot at meta viability. Next we have Infernoids. I think I'd put those in... Actually, I think this could be a strong rogue over like zombies. The main reason is because Infernoids can really hurt stuff with grave reliant decks. And the deck that I think is going to be the strongest of the next format is very grave reliant. So I think this could be seeing a bit of a resurgence. Next we got Fluffles. I'm going to put that in everything else because I don't really know much about Fluffles. Like, I've gone against it and it's an okay deck. Next we got Lunalite. It's kind of hard to tell with a Tiger getting banned, which actually I was against. Because it was banned due to the whole infinite negate loop, which that's the one thing I hate when Konami does it. They ban decks for the reason other than their own, like light stage, stuff like that. I'd rather them ban the actual problematic card. But I think Lone Lights actually may have some potential, but as a more pure form, not a rank 4 strategy. Because let's not forget, the Lunalite fusions are actually pretty good. They can do a lot of damage and have a lot of protection. Not to mention, if you can get 2 of the Leo Dancers on the field, you can go into I don't remember the name, it's the Dreadnought, and essentially detach 2 to burn for 2,000. So it's definitely not something to sleep on. Now next we have Deep Sea. I actually think the Deep Sea archetype could end up being a pretty solid deck. I put it at either tier 1 or tier 2. I think tier 1. Because from what I've seen of the Deep Sea archetype so far, it can do a lot of ripping cards out of your opponent's hand. Yeah, I think that could be a very powerful deck. Next we have Altergeist. I'd put in the tier 2. Well, it's been kind of quiet as of late. Well, technically everything's been quiet. But Altergeist, I actually took this deck to YCS Las Vegas. I was running Altergeist there, and my team, we didn't really do too good. I only got like 1 win, 4 dropped. But Altergeist, out of all the trap decks, I would say is the strongest trap deck, because when Red Reboot went to 1, Altergeist became the best trap deck because it can run Secret Village of the Spellcasters, which essentially stops your opponent from activating spell cards as long as you control a spellcaster, which Altergeist are spellcasters. No Twin Twister, no Lightning Storm, no Cosmic Cyclone. Really the only thing against that could really hurt it is like evenly matched. Now next we have Marine Sus. I'm going to put this card here in potential. I think Marinesist has potential to be a very powerful deck. And I've been kind of experimenting with it, and it can create some pretty strong boards. Although I think its main problem is in terms of negations. And it can also use frogs too. So you do have potential access to stuff like Totally Awesome and even Abyss Dweller. So again, very powerful deck. Next we have Salamangreats. Pretty obvious tier 1. Salamangreats did not get hit at all. Why? Personally, Salamangreats, I just want to see the deck go because it's been one of the best decks for literally over a year now. And I think it's definitely had its time to shine, and it's time for it to go. Next we have Orcus. While they are getting a new monster in the form of a Mech Knight, I think this may see a little small resurgence. Is it going to be a meta deck again? I don't think so. Hopefully not, because back when Orcus was the best deck, I saw it everywhere. And it honestly made me want to not even play Yu-Gi-Oh! Until that card got banned. Because I don't like playing the same deck over and over and over again. Like if I were to play Orcus, Thunder Dragon, Sky Striker, and Salamangreats and that was my matchup, I'd be fine with that because there's variety. But if it's like Orcus to Orcus, Salamangrate, Orcus, that's not fun at all. So hopefully it doesn't. Next we have Burning Abyss. I'm going to put it in the potential. This one has a shot at becoming a solid rogue tier 2 strategy. But I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'm just putting in the potential for now. Next we have Granmaju. Easy rogue choice. Not really much to talk about it. Now next we have Predaplants. I actually think this is going to be a tier 2 strategy. Because Predaplants can fusion spam very easily, especially with Verte Anaconda now. They got Verte Anaconda, Super Poly, Predaprime Fusion. That's literally like 9 Super Polys. Yeah. Not to mention the Predaplant fusions are very powerful in and of themselves. Let's not forget about Trabotrium, which is essentially a Solemn Judgment for the extra deck. It's essentially a fusion spam deck. So obviously it's going to get a lot stronger with the Master Roll 5 format. Next we have the Eldritch. This one I'm going to put in potential because I'm not sure. No, I'll actually put in everything else. I haven't really been hearing much talk about it. I haven't heard him talk about Adamantipator, but as far as Eldritch, I don't think it's going to do anything. Next we have DDDs. Easy tier 1. I have a friend who plays a more casual DD build, and even that can set up some pretty threatening boards. I can just imagine what I can do with a competitive build. Now next I have Sky Strikers. And I'm actually going to put them right here because I think they have potential. Not only did they get Widow Anchor back to 2, Pot of Avarice is now at 3, which Sky Strikers can use quite easily, because they can literally just keep linking into each other to get monsters in the grave and then just send it all back with Pot of Avarice. And I've actually been kind of experimenting with a few different builds. And I've actually been incorporating spellbooks into it. Yeah. And so far I've been getting pretty promising results. Next we have a deck that should have been touched in the last ban list, but wasn't. You know, I think this is going to be a easy tier 0. This is already one of the best decks in Master Rule 4. This is Master Rule 5 now. Imagine if you have to deal with a board of Kaliga, Wenda, Construct, and Mechaba all in once. You can't deal with that. That's literally game. Not to mention with Verte Anaconda now, why did this deck not get hit? I don't see why. It was one of the main reasons why I was actually kind of worried for this format, because should all invoked, I think it's probably going to be a tier 0 deck. I'm not happy about it. Next we have Guru Control. I would put this in Rogue. No, I put it in everything else. It hasn't really been doing much of anything lately, so I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. Cyber Dragon, I'm gonna put in Rogue, because it does benefit from Master Rule 5. Pendulums, yeah. I'd say no. They haven't really done much, and Master Rule 5 doesn't change anything for that. Next we have Zodiacs. Oh boy. I've heard all about the Infinite's Zoo format. But will it be as impressive? No, I don't think so. I'm going to put this in the tier 2 category, because I do think it has a shot at meta viability. Dinos, obvious tier 1. Don't really need to talk more about that. ABC Dragon Busters? Or ABCs? I'm actually going to go with tier 1. Yes, Dragon Buster did go to 1, but there are ways around it. I've been looking at a card that a lot of people probably don't remember, and that is Monster Reincarnation. And I've been testing it out with ABCs, and it's been actually working out pretty well. Next we got Madolches. I'm going to put them in potential, because I'm not really quite too familiar with Madolches. So, next we got Heroes. Easy tier 1. It's a fusion spam deck. Of course it's going to be good. And now next we have Watts, actually. Now a lot of you are probably thinking I'm crazy for even considering Watts as a meta possibility. But I've also played Watts quite a bit, and can it do something in Master Rule 5? Actually, I think it can. As kind of sort of replacing the spot that Lunalight would have taken, which was a rank 4 engine. Because Watts can make rank 4 monsters very easy. Whether it be a Abyss Dweller, Utopia Double. Not to mention the Watt monsters themselves are actually pretty good. One thing you can do is summon Watt Giraffe, attack directly, and build your board without being interrupted at all. In my opinion, Watt Giraffe is probably the strongest thunder monster currently in the game. Essentially, when this card attacks directly, your opponent cannot activate cards and effects until the end of the turn. Oh, and this card has an effect where it can attack directly even if your opponent has monsters. If you're going first, you set up a board of Abyss Dweller, or any other rank 4. And if you're going second, just do Utopia Double. Sounds simple. So yeah, this is my tier list for the Master Rule 5 format. If you think I missed any decks, please let me know. I probably did. And let me know, do you agree or disagree with any of these? Well, that's going to be all for this video. I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.